Hey there everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today I'm really excited because over the course of this last year, 2014, we reviewed a lot of really good blades. But I want to show you the great blades, the blades that have really stuck with me, that stand out from the crowd, that just really connect with me on a level greater than a lot of the other stuff that we've reviewed, because we've reviewed so many fixed blades this year. So in this video, I just want to show you basically the best of. That's what you're looking at here today, is the best of. These are the ones that I don't have any plans on trading, getting rid of, selling, whatever. They really connect with me and I want to keep around because I use them on a regular basis and they really stand out from the crowd. They stand out from those good knives because they're great knives. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the best fixed blades for 2014. Well, guys, I wanted to start out with the cream of the crop today for you of some of the best knives that I own and that I love having in my collection that I use on a regular basis. These are not safe queens, though. For some of you, they may be because of their price points, but that I love using and that are just great blades to own is the SK4 from Survive Knives. Great blade with S7 steel. Very, very good quality. Then you got your GSO 5. Love this knife. Love it. One of the best kind of camp utility knives around. And I love that CPM 3V steel that they're using over there at Survive. They have done a great job with all the heat treat, and just the overall design is mind-blowing. And the GSO 10 as well is just a lightsaber. If you remember our video that we did, it's once you get over the lanyard issue that we talked about, and you wrap a lanyard around that finger choil, and again, you can check out our video. You can look at the Survive playlist that we have on our homepage. You can watch all three of the full field test and reviews on these knives. This thing becomes a wilderness lightsaber, honestly, and it's just an epic blade to wield and to use. And as you can tell, I definitely use that blade as well as all three of these knives, and they come with fantastic, good quality Kydex sheaths. And honestly, for the quality that you're getting in the materials, they're pretty reasonable in price point. Obviously, much higher than a lot of us would, regularly spend on a blade. Couple $100 depending on the item here. We're looking at like $350, $210 maybe, and then $360, I believe, is what $160 for that one. So, but great quality items and fantastic blades. Any one of those would be a phenomenal purchase that would last you a lifetime. So these are the two Ontarios that have made it through the year here over at Gideon's Tactical, the SP51 and the SP45. Now, we've reviewed a lot of Ontario products. Ontario makes some great stuff, but I usually end up trading them for other things. I've regretted now I've owned two SK5, Blackbird SK5s. I've traded them for other products, and then after I do that, after a couple months, I'm like, dang it, I really wish that I hadn't done that. And now I'm in the process of trying to acquire a Blackbird SK5 again, because for production, basically bushcraft knife, it is one of the best things out there, and at that price point, right around $100. So I think I had it in last year's, and it should be in this year's, but regrettably I traded it, and will be trying to get my hands on another one ASAP. But these two Spec Spec Plus line have made it. The reason that the SP45 is that it's only 10 ounces, but it's got that real nice recurve 8-inch blade, so it's a fantastic chopper and chops much better than the 10 ounces would allow. So if I'm on, I'm counting all my ounces, and maybe I'm on like a really heavy duty backpacking trip for multiple days, this might be the larger knife I take with me just because of how lightweight it is. And then the SP51 over the SP50, if you remember, the saber grind splits wood a lot better and chops wood a lot better than the full flat grind on the SP50. So the 51, and some of you may be asking, what about the SP53? For a knife, the SP53 is the most epic chopper we have ever reviewed here on the channel. But I'm starting to become more of a person where if I'm going to carry something that weighs more than about 19 ounces, I'm going to go with a hatchet. So that SP53, I think, is like 22 or 23 ounces plus the sheath. And at that point, a hatchet is just going to do a better job for me because that SP53 is just such a massive blade. So, but if you are looking for a blade, the SP53 is great, but I gave it to a buddy because it's just not, as I progress through wilderness use, I prefer a hatchet when we're talking about that much weight. So out of the Ontario products, SP51, SP45 are two amazing products that I plan on keeping around and are just fantastic to own. All right, guys, Tops Knives. As you know, I love Tops Knives. They make some of the best products in 1095, I believe, out there on the market. and I love a lot of their designs, and particularly in the last couple of years, they've really broken into that more outdoor style of knife. You know, they got a lot of, you know, bushcraft style blades now, whereas back in the day, they just did mostly kind of unique and oftentimes not really connectable to me tactical blades. And they still make some great tactical knives, but they're really blowing the doors off it in the last 2 or 3 years when it does come to outdoor, you know, bush survival knives. And these are just a few of the ones that I would highly recommend that I have kept on me. You know, we've reviewed a lot this year, but these ones just have stuck with me, and, you know, I can never trade them or sell them or give them away. They're just so freaking awesome. Is the Tops Dart. Great blade, love this knife, fantastic, definitely better than the Buck Thug. I originally had the Buck Thug, and then I got the Dart, and I sold that Buck Thug almost immediately. The Wolfpack's 2 kit, that's with the Wolf Pup, and then the hatchet, that is a phenomenal setup. Silent Hero, Top Silent Hero, that is an amazing knife, one of the best medium weight survival knives ever, and the best one that I've seen for 2014 that came out this year. This is a mind-blowing blade and would recommend it to anybody looking for that medium weight survival knife. Obviously the Tops Bob, can't go wrong with that, in black G10. I got that on a special run through BLADEHQ. Then the Tops Shango XL, this is a phenomenal knife. In between these two, I actually prefer taking out the XL a little bit more often because it has a thinner blade, it has a full flat grind, and it has an even better ergonomic handle than the Bob. Not that the Bob is bad, but sometimes it's a little thick and a little beefy for my taste, and I prefer, particularly for that kind of 4-inch companion blade, a stainless steel, which it is, 440C, with a full flat grind and an 1/8 of an inch thick, which the Shango XL has all those things. And then just the Shango's little brother, the original Shango, or Shango XL's little brother, the Shango, the first one, is a great little neck knife. Comes with that awesome little notch to throw sparks, and again in 440C, whereas most other neck knives of that similar size, like say the Wolf Pack, or excuse me, the Wolf Pup, is 1095. I like stainless steel and knives that are about 3 or 4 inches or less. I like stainless steel a lot. So guys, these are a few of the Tops knives that we've reviewed this year that have not left, that I love having, that I love owning, that you can't go wrong with any of these blades here on the table when you're looking at some Tops knives. K-Bar. K-Bar, you know, is probably household known. If you're into knives, you know the K-Bar brand. And the Becker line of products are some of the best products that K-Bar makes. And these 3 knives are highly recommended. I've had them now for over a year, all of these knives, and I've loved them and have no plans to get rid of them. In fact, I love them so much, I'm going to plan on upgrading some of them. Some of you know already, and this is a fantastic companion bushcraft knife. If you're on a budget and you've got about $60, $65 to spend, you can pick up the BK16, and I love that knife. Oh my gosh. And we're actually going to totally mod this out. As you can see, all 3 of these have micarta handle scales, and it definitely is noticeable over the Gryvery ones that come with it. The micarta definitely does help with the traction overall and just the feel of the knife. But we're going to be stripping the coating off, doing a vinegar patina. We're going to be, you know, making a 90-degree spine. We got the micarta, and then we're going to be doing Kydex as well. So you'll be seeing a completely different review on this knife being redone completely and how to do all those steps with the BK16, because I love this knife so much. BK2, epic blade, upgraded the handle scales, and then I'm getting a Kydex sheath done for this one as well because I just love it so much. I don't actually take it out on the hikes very often, but it's just awesome to have, reliable, indestructible, good price point, and just a phenomenal, easy design. If you're looking for a pry bar of a knife that can also get the task done that you need around a campsite, a hunting trip, backpacking, hiking, survival, the BK2 really is, for the price point, nothing even compares. Then the BK9 is still one of my favorite large wilderness blades for chopping, batoning. It's just fantastic, very tough, very durable, under $100, and just a fantastic, fun knife to use, but still weighs considerably less than a lot of other knives of its similar size, but can still get those huge chopping tasks done. It weighs right around 17 ounces, so only about an ounce heavier than the BK2, but you can see it has a much larger blade, so you can span more wood for batoning, and it has a great handle design and just blade geometry for that epic chopping when you need to clear small trees and branches and limbs. BK9 is fantastic. So guys, these 3 Beckers, awesome. Any one of them would be an awesome blade, and I have no plans on getting rid of any of these blades and continue to upgrade and tweak these knives. Essie. Essie is a phenomenal company that has some very simple but perfect designed knives, and how they're designed not only in their materials, their quality, their sheaths, everything about these knives, every single SE, regardless of which ones you purchase, are going to be a lifetime of enjoyment and quality. But these are the three that have stuck with me throughout the years. As soon as I get them, you know, these knives, these three have just stuck with me. The original Izula with G10 handle scales. The Izula 2 is great as well. I will be purchasing one. This is just the one that's on me right now, and you know, we did a giveaway for one of the other ones, so I've got to get the Izula 2 at some point, because those are great companion blades to go with larger knives, or just carry, you know, in a little bug out bag, or just EDC it around town. The SE6 is still the best, most recommended medium weight survival knife on the market. The Silent Hero is extremely close. The only thing that really holds it back is the leather sheath. Other than that, the Silent Hero is fantastic, but in a lot of ways is a little bit better ergonomically, in my opinion, than the SE6. But the SE6 has a great price point. It's going to be cheaper than the Silent Hero, and it comes with a molded plastic sheath that is fantastic, and all right around $113 at KnifeWorks. I would recommend picking any one of these up at KnifeWorks. That's the best price I've found. Then obviously the SE Hungerless is a massive chopper batoner, and it still has this has the best relief edge of any factory knife that I have seen at this price point. The only one that is compatible is the GSO 10, but that's, you know, double the price. You can buy 2 Hungerlesses for the price of the GSO 10. So this has an amazing edge that you can still do very fine feather stick making and chop and baton with this knife. The SP51 has a very wide, you know, kind of bulky edge, and is a lot more difficult to get any sort of finer work done, whereas this Hungerless, even though it's massive, can still do those finer detailed work and get the finer stuff done. So any three of these blades, guys, are fantastic, and if you had all three, you would probably be set for life, and really honestly wouldn't need another knife fixed blade ever. Obviously it's an addiction, so you have to have more, but if you had these three knives, you'd be set for life. Well guys, these three knives, and you've seen a lot of not only, you know, medium price pointed items, but you've seen some very high end items as well. These are some very low end on the price point models, but I love these blades, and they're sticking around forever because they're just so reliable and so cheap, and they can do so much stuff for you. The Mora Heavy Duty Companion, the Martini Condor Timberjack, and the Mora Bushcraft Black. All three of these knives are fantastic Scandinavian-made knives that are all under $50. This one, you know, these two are going to run you under 20 bucks, usually around like $17, $18 for these two knives. This one, prices fluctuate a lot, and this has actually gone up in price. I paid like $38 for it. I think now it's like $48, maybe $45 for the Bushcraft Black, but even at that price point, it's still going to offer a ton of bushcraft camp tasks. For that price, you're going to have to spend literally about $150 to even get close to a knife that's going to be able to do the finer, smaller detail work like these knives can do, because of their blade geometry and just the quality that you're getting for the price point is phenomenal. Any one of these, if you're on a budget, would be a great blade to get started with when you are looking for, you know, that outdoor bushcraft knife. These things are freaking awesome, and I have no plans on getting rid of these blades. All right, guys, the last two items I want to show you today that we have reviewed pretty recently here in the Blade Boot Camp at Gideon's Tactical. The Smith & Sons Brave in D2 tool steel is an amazing little companion knife. This thing is fantastic. The ergonomics are mind-blowing. 90-degree spine for throwing sparks. That patina is awesome, and that D2 tool steel is extremely tough. They've done a great job with the heat treat on that D2. It is a pretty penny, right around 200 bucks, but it is heirloom quality, seriously. And very, very good quality. And this is the smallest, and they have a lot of different designs, not only tactical, but kind of more, you know, outdoorsy, bushcraft looking. This is their smallest one. They have a 4-inch one. They have a 5.5-inch one. They have a 7.5-inch one. If you've got the money to spend, they are mind-blowing and worth literally every penny that you would spend on any of the Smith & Sons in their line, and particularly on that Brave if you're looking for that 3.5-inch companion knife. Fantastic. Then the Bradford Guardian 4. This thing is freaking phenomenal. One of my favorite 4-inch knives, literally mind-blowing. It's got that S30V steel. You can also get it in N690 and it really offers a mind-blowing setup with awesome options for all sorts of different colors on G10 handle scales. You can get it, it comes with a leather sheath, but then you can upgrade for $35 more, a Kydex sheath, which I would highly recommend doing. Again, not going to be necessarily the cheapest knife out there, but if you have the money to drop on it, right over $200 for, depending on the model. I believe the N690 is around $200, and then the S30V is around $220. BLADEHQ and Bradford Knives are the two places I would recommend checking this blade out. And just lots of features and just a phenomenal utility camp knife when it comes to the Bradford Guardian 4, and just that perfect size for almost any task, short of survival that you may call upon a knife to do. This blade can do it, and you'll love using it while you do it. So with that being said, guys, that's the lineup. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Well, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this particular episode of Gideon's Tactical and seeing really my favorite fixed blades and the ones that have just stuck with me throughout this year. So we have full field tests and reviews on our playlist for these particular knives on our channel. So you can just go to the homepage of Gideon's Tactical, and then you can check out the different playlists, and you can see these guys in action if you want to see more in-depth reviews of all the knives that I've shown you today. But all of them, none of them are going to be something that you would regret purchasing. All of them are going to stand out from the crowd and highly recommended over here at Gideon's Tactical. And I really hope that ultimately this video is kind of pointing you in the right direction as we end 2014, start 2015 with some of your purchasing decisions, particularly in fixed blades, and purchasing a great fixed blade for you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this particular episode of Gideon's Tactical. Please subscribe, comment, like the videos, share the videos, and check out our Facebook page. You can find it on the YouTube homepage of Gideon's Tactical. Like our Facebook page, where you'll get updates of upcoming videos, you'll get photos, as well as upcoming gear, new gear releases, that products and companies that are released, as well as behind the scenes footage and bloopers that you'll never see make it to YouTube. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.